Good morning, everybody. Waiting for a few people to come on. I look like really, I don't know like what's going on with the lighting here. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit. No, usually this is the one I like. All right, good morning, everybody. It is Friday the 13th, and I don't know if any of you noticed, but yesterday, or not yesterday, last month, we also had a Friday the 13th, and oh my goodness, we also had a Friday the 13th in February. So yeah, it is 6:40 here in South Carolina. It is cold, freezing, 40 degrees. I've been saying for the past couple days, it's so hot here in South Carolina. Now it's so cold, I had to bust out the turtleneck and turn on the heat. I woke up, it was like 60 degrees in my house. I was like, oh my gosh, because we had the air conditioning on because it's been like 80, 90 degrees. So, yeah. Okay. So, yes, it's Friday the 13th. I know a lot of people kind of have their superstitions about that, but I don't listen to any of that. I think it's just a cool day, you know, Friday the 13th. So yeah, and it's very cold, and I'm very glad it's Friday. I get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. When I say sleep in, I mean like sleep until like 8 o'clock. Is that 8 o'clock sleeping in? Usually I wake up around like 5:30. I also got my black coffee. Very grateful for my coffee this morning. It's making me wake up. I got my fireplace in the background. Today we are just going to uplift the mood, have a good Saturday, or I'm already thinking ahead, have a good Friday. Oh yes, something really cool is I started my new journal and it's 13. What are the odds? I thought that was cool. But yeah, I definitely did some journaling this morning. I talked, I expressed what I was grateful for, and I'm very grateful for the morning. I'm very grateful for the calmness of the morning. I'm very grateful for, you know, being able to be here at home and go live. I'm grateful for my cats making a ruckus in the other room. Love them. What else? I don't know if you can hear them, but they're going crazy. But hey, everybody. So, okay, so I got a couple of notes here. Usually when I wake up, I ask, you know, the God, the universe to give me ideas. Like, what do the people need to hear today? I know it's silly, but it works. Like, I'll say that, and then I'll just go silent, and then, like, ideas come to me, and that's where I get a lot of my ideas from. And, you know, I talk all about the self-mastery journey and improving yourself, and you know, you're always learning no matter what. If you're not learning, you're not growing, and the learning never stops. So there's things that I learn and I get like not stuck on them. I get focused on them, focused on that topic for a couple days, and I'll talk about that. But yeah, so I love the calmness of the morning. I love these morning streams. I hope you do as well. My intentions for the morning shows to just get the mood up, you know, get ready for the day, and you know, maybe say some words of encouragement. You know, I like to shake things out. That I haven't done today. You know, if you are kind of feeling all over the place in the morning, definitely do some dancing, move the hips, get the arms moving, you know, get your legs moving, you know, shake that stuff out. It's so important to move your body. So that's just what I'm doing. And I always like to do this on stream because when I see people dancing, I start dancing. So yeah, getting all that out. I feel it right here. I feel it right here. Yeah, all right. All right, we got some stuff to talk about. So just a real shake out. So I've been meaning to go on YouTube Studio and find some music to dance to. I will put that on the to-do list. But you know, dancing is a lot more fun with music. And I can't just play music in the background because then I'll get copyrighted, and we don't want that. We want our channel to be healthy. So, I've also thought about doing my own music, you know, getting some beats going. That's if I don't like anything in the YouTube music library. Let me know if you guys have any songs in there that you like. People, hey Phlebotomist, hope you're doing good. People associate Friday the 13th with bad luck because the Knights Templar were disbanded on Friday. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I definitely try not to think about like the bad luck and, you know, it's a bad day or, you know, stay in the house. I'm not gonna let that stuff get to me because then I am going to go crazy. I can't convince myself of anything, you know, so, yeah. So today, my intentions are to have a good day. That's my intention every day, to just enjoy the day. And, you know, there's moments that pop up and like stressful moments, or you know, chaos is happening. Just go with the flow. Remember, you can only control your mental state. You cannot control the world. You cannot control the other people. You can't control what's happening in the external world. So make sure you're focusing on your internal peace and your internal state of being, because that's the only thing you can control. You know, perfect example, I was in Walmart yesterday and I was getting a little overwhelmed. Oh my gosh. My cats. But yeah, anyway, I was in Walmart. I was like getting overwhelmed. You know, people were in the middle of the aisle, hit my cart. You know, they weren't paying attention. And, you know, I even caught myself starting to get frustrated and, you know, a little, not hostile, but, you know, annoyed with them. And then I realized, hey, I can't control them. I can only control my mental state. So, you know, the grocery stores can be stressful, especially if you live in a big city and all of that. If you're somebody that gets stressed out in the grocery store, just remember, those people are going to do what they're going to do. You can't change them. You know, a lot of them don't really have awareness, especially if they're standing right in the middle of the aisle. As annoying as it seems, they probably don't even know that they're in the way. So, you know, a lot of people lack awareness. And that's why I know it's not right and people should have awareness, but, you know, that doesn't mean they do. We want them to, but that doesn't mean they do have that awareness. Vibe, my TV's on fire. Yes, it is. It's a controlled fire, don't worry. Riley, hey. Agreed, it's just another day for us to make good choices. Exactly. The day is up to us, y'all. Just go with the flow. Don't try to control anything outside of you. starting within, start controlling within. You know, I know it may seem hard to understand. I just heard a bunch of glass. I'm just gonna ignore it. I'll deal with it in a minute. But I know a lot of people might, when they hear you can make the choice to have a good day, you can make the choice to change your mood and be happy or joyful. If you struggle with that, just when you start getting aggravated and stressed out, start thinking about what you're grateful for. That helps me a lot. When I start getting stressed out or angry or frustrated, I just stop for a second, because we do have the ability to stop. You know, we don't have to pay attention to what's going on outside of us, but just stop and think about all of the things that you're grateful for. You know, something that helps me, I'm like, if I'm overwhelmed at my house, I'm just grateful that I have a house. You know, if I get overwhelmed with all the chores I have to do, I'm grateful that I have a house to be able to do chores in. And it's all about perspective, and it's all about how you look at things. You know, you can look at things negatively, or you can look at things positively, and it usually works out to focus on the positive, because when you're focusing on the negative and all the bad stuff, you know, you're focused on the bad stuff, and of course you're not really going to have a good day. So, you know, try choosing love, try choosing peace, joy over negativity, have compassion for people that aren't aware. You know, you can't change them, they don't know what's going on, and, you know, eventually they'll catch up, but all we can control is us with it. So if you're getting overwhelmed, you're getting stressed, just redirect your mind, focus on what you got, and just be joyful, because who wants to have a bad day? It's up to us, guys. So no letting things bothering us today. Let's get things done. Let's get what we got to get done and enjoy the weekend. Do you guys, they will catch up. Yes. Offenses will happen, but being offended is a choice. Exactly. Oh, thank you. I subscribe because... I hope you guys are all having a good morning. What do you guys like to do, like, in the morning? Do you drink coffee? Do you drink... I know some people drink Diet Coke or Coca-Cola because it has caffeine. What do you guys drink to wake up? I know some people don't drink caffeine at all. And, you know, one day maybe I'll get to that point, but there's just something about the coffee in the morning. It's so relaxing. I'm drinking black coffee. But sometimes I like to add a little creamer, usually later in the day, because usually I fast in the mornings. I always fast in the mornings. I don't eat before 10 o'clock. And when I put creamer in my coffee, that will spike my blood sugar, and then that will make me more hungry. That's just me. Black coffee, yeah, black coffee is the way to go. It took me a while to get used to it, but now I just love it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're saying. I'm sure they're saying something good, though. Okay, so yeah, let's get things done. Let's have a good day. Focus on the positive. Let me think if there's anything else here. We've been live for 15 minutes. I'm looking at my wall of inspiration here. All right, so... yeah, here's one. Enjoy where you are right now. If you know, no matter what type of journey you're on, just try to enjoy right now, especially if you have big goals. Don't depend on achieving those goals to bring happiness or joy. Because, you know, once you hit the goal, you might be joyful for a little bit, but it's eventually going to go away because you're not joyful now with what's going on. And I know that we sometimes have circumstances that we don't like, and it's easy to be negative and stuff. But when you're negative and you're talking bad to yourself and negatively about yourself, you're saying you're worthless, or you know, you're dumb, you're not capable, I don't have any talent, stuff like that. You know, you're growing that. Whatever you pay attention to grows, so whatever thoughts you pay attention to grows within you. So definitely switch from that negative thinking to, you know, I am capable. I can do whatever I want to do. You know, I can achieve my goals. And sometimes, you know, start with a hygiene routine. If you're somebody who struggles with, you know, feeling good, a lot of the time some people neglect to take care of themselves properly, like brushing your hair, teeth, washing your face, even taking a shower in the morning. You know, definitely take care of yourself, and when you take care of yourself, you start feeling good, and when you feel good, you're more likely to have a good day. And so definitely take care of yourself, and start speaking kindly to yourself. If you make a mistake, say, hey, it's okay, I'm okay, I make mistakes sometimes, I make mistakes all the time, okay? That's how I learn. You know, I was one of those children that did not listen to my parents. I always had to learn the hard way, but it's gotten me to where I am today. So, you know, if you're somebody that has to make mistakes to learn, do it. That's just what you have to do. Head's so funny. What does that mean? According to the American Heart Association, 1 8-ounce cup of black coffee a day is good for the heart. Ooh, interesting. According to Donald Trump, Big Mac is a healthy food. I love all these facts. It's not a fact, but what he said, I guess, is a fact. Are you married? Are you changing the name? Okay. How do you do that? Like okay, maybe it's because your comment is usually where the name is. I'm not married. I do have a partner. Ooh, leather crafting. Yeah, definitely. That sounds awesome. Tidy up room. That helps a lot with the mood. Exactly. Hi, Daniel. Thank you. Yes, tidying up your space is a very, very good idea. What do you usually craft? I'm very interested to hear that about the leather crafting. Yes, tidying up the room, that is so important. If your area is a mess, it's going to be very hard for you to, you know, be calm because your area is all over the place. Now, it's usually like, you know, they say as within, so without. So like if your mind's chaotic and stuff, your room tends to be chaotic as well. So definitely clean up your space, and you know, as you start overcoming like overthinking and the chaotic thinking, you'll find that it's much easier to keep your space clean. But yeah, definitely having a clean, tidied space, that will also help you a lot. So clean your space, clean yourself, you know, make your area nice because that's where you're living. You know, that's where you are most of the time. Make sure it's clean, make sure it's, you know, organized, you know, make sure you know where everything is. So, yes, good one. Thank you, Daniel. Why is my partner invisible? We have completely different schedules of where, you know, when we're sleeping and stuff. But maybe he'll make an appearance. Yeah, his name is The Comet. Yeah, I think it might be because he may be in like a different region, so it's like opposite. That's what I'm thinking. Van braces, but I want to make sheaths, belts, and maybe Viking shoes. That is so awesome. Do you sell them? Like on Etsy or anywhere? Yeah, also, like, explore yourself. If you're somebody, like I used to be like this, where I didn't know what I liked. I felt like I didn't have any talent or hobbies. But when you're all over the place up here and overthinking, and you've been that way all of your life, it really is, it is hard to know yourself. So when you start getting to know yourself and you're writing these things down and you're getting all of that chaos out and you're practicing being present and joyful, you are going and taking care of yourself, focusing on yourself in the sense of you're taking care of your body, your hygiene, your space. You are going to start finding that you do enjoy doing things and you do have hobbies that you like to do, and you know, that's very important. So get your mind right and everything else is going to come with it. How do you get your mind right? Journal, get all of those feelings out, all of that chaos out, practice being present, regulate your nervous system, controlled breathing, so many methods. I do the 4 in, hold, 4 out, and then hold, and then cycle that for a couple minutes. You know, if you're in a stressful situation, you're somebody that tends to get frustrated quickly, definitely focus on your breathing, especially when things are getting crazy. You know, your internal state should come first, because that's the only thing you can control. You can't control what other people are doing, and you can't control when things are chaotic either, to an extent. Especially if you're out in the real world, or you know, you have a stressful job, practice that controlled breathing. No, it's just for relaxing and fun. That's really cool. Yes, Scott took a lot of therapy for me to learn this, yeah. Talking hygiene, do you know zinc ointment? No, I don't. What is that for? Is that like the sunscreen stuff? Let me move out of the way so we can see this fireplace. The fireplace is the real star here. Yeah, so I am clocking into work 7 a.m. Antibacterial. Okay. My cat scratched me really bad on my palm. It hurts so bad. I need to put some antibacterial in there or something. Like a Neosporin. I heard some, I'm not an expert, but I heard that Neosporin's not good for you. I do have antibacterial Band-Aids though. You know, especially with cat scratches, that can get dicey because like if they get the litter and the fecal matter up in there, it can cause an infection. So I definitely have to like use, what's it called? Antiseptic. You know, the alcohol. And it's been 2 days, and every time I use that to clean it, it still burns, so. Oh, speaking of kitties, here is my angel, my Wivy. She's made an appearance a couple times. My parking lot girl. We found her when she was like 8 months old. Not 8 months, like 4 or 5 months old. She was just a widow. Now she's 2 years old, I think. No, 1.5. But it's her breakfast time almost, so she's just making sure I remember. She's holding me accountable. She's so funny. I wish my other cats would come. Hey, come here. Come here, Swoosh. Come on. No, they want to say hello. Come on, Bubby. Okay. All right. My Olivia right here, you can't see her, but my Olivia, she is the alpha cat. She is the first cat. So sometimes she gets a little, you know, jealous when the other cats come around. I don't know if there's a way to fix that, but put raw honey on it. Ooh, natural antiseptic. Interesting. Where is that? Honey. you could have a dog. You have the power, and dogs will actually love you back. Anthony, that cat is not camera shy. That cat does not care for you. You can say whatever the hell you want. My cat loves the heck out of me, okay? She's just antsy. She sees the camera on, but this cat loves me more than any other animal I've ever had. So, hi, Bubba. She's like, what you trying to say about me? Hey, Scott. Hey, Cora. I don't know how to pronounce that, but hello. Daniel, I have a cat exactly like your cat named Bella. Is she a Bombay cat, do you know? Because I suspect that Olivia is a black cat. Or not. Yeah, she's a black cat. I think she might be a Bombay cat. I told this story a couple days ago, but when we first got her, I took her to the vet, and she was homeless. So, you know, she probably didn't have any of her vaccines, and you know, just a checkup. But the nurse checked her, microchipped her, and then she had the doctor, the vet, come in and do the microchip check, and they couldn't find anything. And then they had another doctor come in and do the microchip thing. And they're like, you just found her? I was like, yeah, she's a black cat. Why is this such an issue? And then I did some digging, and Bombay cats, she looks just like one, but they're very expensive and they're very exclusive. Like, the breeding is exclusive. You have to have like special licensing and all that good jazz. I don't know the terminology, but okay, definitely look up Bombay cat, because the orange eyes kind of gives it away. And I like dogs, but they're too much work. You gotta let them outside, you gotta scoop the outside, you gotta give them baths, you gotta, you know, and they're too energetic for me. I like cats. I know you gotta shovel the cat stuff, but, you know. But, alright, y'all, I gotta go and clock in and work. But it is Friday. I have Saturday and Sunday off. I definitely am not streaming on Sunday. That is my only day off. But I will be here this afternoon. I'm here every morning and afternoon. But yes, thank you, Phlebotomist. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for coming and joining me this morning. Remember, you're in control of your mental state. You can't control the external world, so you focus on enjoying your day, okay? Yes, much love to all of you. Have a good day and peace.